Recently I made a video on is possessiveness a sign of love, and there were a lot of questions, really good questions, so I thought I would make a follow-up video and answer those questions. कि अगर आपने नहीं देखी वैसे, by the way, this video, please look for it. It's is possessiveness a sign of love part 1, and this is part 2. So I explained in that video how possessiveness is actually a sign of insecurity, and that too much possessiveness can actually destroy relationships, and that is true. Now उसमें कुछ लोगों ने they got confused कि आपका मतलब है कि 100% freedom दे दें और जिसका जो दिल चाहे वो करे और affairs चलाए और ये वो. Obviously that's not what I mean. You are in a committed relationship. It goes without saying कि committed relationship में marriage के क्या rules हैं, क्या असूल हैं. और मैंने शुरू में ही कहा था उस वीडियो में भी कि पहले अपनी values check करें. शादी करने से पहले ideally both people should sit down and figure out कि what do they consider the rules of a relationship. Figure that out, क्योंकि आजकल तरह तरह के different levels पे लोगों के ख्यालात हैं regarding freedom, regarding what are the guidelines that the husband is going to follow, what are the guidelines that the wife is going to follow. So number 1 तो ये है कि पहले अपने आप को figure out कर लें दोनों आपस में बैठ के. दूसरी बात ये है कि अगर आप already एक relationship में हैं तो little bit of possessiveness is normal. You are in a committed relationship, it's a marriage. The nature of romantic love is such that a lot of our insecurities automatically get triggered. आप ना भी चाहें तो कहीं ना कहीं वो insecurity आ जाती है, because एक खौफ होता है, you don't want to lose your loved one. माहौल आजकल इस तरह का है जो कि शायद पहले कभी दुनिया में नहीं था, अब है, where infidelity is rampant. It's just very very common. So उसकी वजह से भी थोड़ी बहुत insecurity तो होगी, normal है. और जितना जो शख्स अपनी रिलेशनशिप को वैल्यू करता है, जितनी कमिटमेंट है, उसके मुताबिक इट इज़ रियली इम्पॉर्टेंट दैट यू सिट डाउन एंड डिस्कस दिस. सिर्फ ये कहना कि आई डोंट वांट यू टू टॉक टू एनी अदर फीमेल, फॉर एग्जांपल, that is impossible. That's going to create issues. That's going to show that you don't trust your partner. But let's say that maybe your spouse has a flirtatious nature and you don't like that. So sit down and talk about this. Okay, these are the things that I don't like. Beyond that normal level of possessiveness, beyond that अगर issue हो रहा है तो फिर जो शख्स possessive है ये उसकी responsibility है कि वो अपने ऊपर खुद काम करे. अब what is normal level of possessiveness and what is beyond that? Nobody can tell you. That is going to be dependent upon the two people that are in the relationship. Usually जो एक कपल के लिए जो चीज़ काबिल कबूल है वो किसी और कपल के लिए बिल्कुल काबिल कबूल नहीं है. So only the two people can decide what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. अब इसमें मसला कहाँ आता है? Usually अगर दोनों personalities थोड़ी सी extroverted हैं, freedom oriented हैं, they are secure within themselves, they are okay with their spouse talking to other people, having friends from the opposite gender, if they're okay with it, that there is not going to be a problem. मसला वहाँ पे आता है जहाँ पर एक शख्स secure है और दूसरा शख्स insecure है. That's where the problem arises. And normally when the person who is insecure becomes possessive and they start controlling, then the person who is the one being controlled starts resenting, and they start running away, and they start blaming and shaming each other, and they start fighting. ये situation में अगर आपकी relationship आपके लिए important है तो ज़बरदस्ती, अगेन ब्लेमिंग, शेमिंग, ये सब चीज़ें आपकी रिलेशनशिप को मज़ीद डिस्ट्रॉय करेंगी. इससे बेहतर है कि दोनों बैठ के ये चीज़ डिस्कस करें, and the partner who's being possessive should recognize this is a weakness and I need to work on it. Maybe they can get therapy for it. There's nothing wrong with therapy. And the other partner excuse me, should be mindful of the fact that this person is trying to change, they're trying to overcome their weakness, and then they can be the person that's actually compassionate, understanding and help them. अगर कोई चीज़ है जो उनको बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रिगर करेगी और फिर वो possessiveness के एरिया में चले जाएंगे तो वो चीज़ आप अवॉइड करने की कोशिश करें. This is something that both people have to work together on if you want to have a healthy relationship. अब एक और मसला जो मैंने यंगर जनरेशन में देखा है, जहाँ से ये बहुत पोजेसिवनेस और कंट्रोल के इश्यूज आते हैं, कि शुरू में आपने अपनी ना वैल्यूज़ डिफ़ाइन की, ना आपने अपने ऑब्जेक्टिव्स डिफ़ाइन किए एक रिलेशनशिप में, आपने किसी को देखा, आपको वो पसंद आया, you see them as an exotic bird because of who they are, maybe because of their freedom, maybe because, you know, however they express themselves. That's what you fell in love with, that's what you liked. और फिर जब शादी हो गई, रिलेशनशिप चल पड़ी, तो सडनली नाउ यू आर गोइंग टू आस्क दैट पर्सन टू चेंज देमसेल्व्स यूजिंग द लैंग्वेज, I love you, you should do this for me, or I love you so much, I cannot stand it when other people look at you. देखें, अगर आपके लिए ये दीनी मसला है या आपके लिए ये कल्चरल मसला है that your spouse should not be seen by other people, don't marry that person. Why are you marrying that person? I recently spoke to a girl who was so distraught because she had been engaged to a guy जिसने पसंद उसको इस वजह से किया था कि she was very active on social media, everybody followed her, they liked her, she put up a lot of pictures. That's what he liked about her. He wanted to conquer that trophy. He wanted to achieve that trophy. और जब अचीव कर ली, मंगनी हो गई, तो उसने उसके ऊपर 10 बंदिशें, तरह तरह की ब्लेम गेम शुरू हो गई, उसको शेम करना शुरू कर दिया कि इफ़ यू लव मी व्हाई डू यू नीड अटेंशन फ्रॉम अदर पीपल, ये बातें शुरू में बात करनी चाहिए थी कि I like you a lot, but this is something I don't like about you. Are you willing to change it? Then it's her choice whether she wants to go into that relationship or not. So this is kind of manipulative behavior कि मैं पहले इसको काबू कर लूँ, पहले इसको कैप्चर कर लूँ, पहले इसको किसी बंधन में बांध लूँ, उसके बाद मैं जबर और ज़बरदस्ती से इसको चेंज करने की कोशिश करूँगा या करूँगी. उसमें फिर जाहिर है माशरे में पेरेंट्स भी इसी चीज़ में शामिल हो जाते हैं कि जबर और ज़बरदस्ती की तरफ ही रुझान ज़्यादा होता है. सो दिस इज़ व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, दिस नेवर वर्क्स, it creates a lot of resentment and it's not healthy.